Hello everyone. Just thought I'd make a new video. Haven't done one for in quite a while. Still following cryptocurrencies though, and that's what this video is going to be about. Because it's been an interesting last few days. I've been watching this whole uptrend in Ripple, one of the high market value cap coins. There's been a lot of fiat dollars moving into Ripple. The overall market cap of cryptocurrencies has been rising quite rapidly as well. Most of that due to this buy-in to Ripple. And the reason I say buy-in is because it's not a lot of currencies being traded into Ripple from the alts. I believe they're suffering a little bit on lack of activity more than anything, but a lot of them are doing really well, like Tron. There's some of these have been selected out and people are buying in big time right now. But the Ripple one's the one that caught my attention the most because of the type of coin that it is and whatnot. And I'm just going to focus on it for a few minutes. Try that again. It's not. Oh, here we go. It didn't respond. So I am viewing in US dollars. But when I looked at the markets, because I always like to see who's moving out of what into what, and normally it would be Bitcoin, but the top 3 trading pairs are 3 different exchanges, and in each case it's fiat currencies. So almost $800 million worth of US dollars and 2.5, well, we can say just over $3 billion of Korean currency. Now these billions are measured in US dollars, but so whatever the equivalent of Korean currency is to produce 2.5 billion plus another 614 million at these 2 exchanges. Here's another one here, Corbit, another 300 million. So that's another Korean Bitstamp. In a lot of these cases, it's fiat. You would expect it to be Bitcoin that's taken the hit, Bitcoin going down while Ripple's going up. And there is some Bitcoin to Ripple trading pairs happening here. But I would say the greatest percentage is definitely in fiat to Ripple. BitThumb is an interesting exchange. I checked it out just before I started this video. First time I had been there, it's just a few minutes ago. They actually allow a lot of fiat to crypto trading pairs, and of which Ripple's just one of them. But I initially went to exchange, and right here it starts off with this is Bitcoin from the Korean fiat Ripple, and that's what drew my attention to this particular exchange, because where I live in Canada, most of the exchanges only allow you to either buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. I don't have access to buy directly into Ripple, Bitcoin, and let's check out Dash. Yeah, they have a fiat to Dash direct trading pair, Litecoin. So I'm not sure what the rules are with where this exchange is located in the world. I actually don't even know if it's in Korea, but it definitely allows KRWs, which I believe is the Korean currency. I could be wrong on that. Oh yeah, it says here Korea. So I'm assuming it's Korean currencies. I should have checked that before I started the video so I don't look like a dumbass, but yeah, so they're allowing quite a few trading pairs. I didn't look at Monero yet. Fiat into Monero direct. So I think it's safe to say that all this activity that we are seeing on via CoinMarketCap, I'll just reset here. This has been going on almost every time I reset it. It goes up. Sometimes it drops a bit, but the trend the last 3 days has been nothing but up, up, up. And it's because it isn't currencies changing from one to another within the crypto world. It is new money coming in. And I don't know if it's just from profits that were taken towards the end of the year when everything started to fall a little bit there. A lot of people got out and now they're getting back in, or if this is just 100% all new money. If it is, at $3 billion, I would suspect that must be some institutional money buying in. Hard to say. I'm definitely not professional at any of this, but people were forecasting that it's going to get crazy in 2018, and we're only 4 days in, and it is already looking interesting. Stuff we haven't seen yet is taking place. If I switch this to, yeah, so this has changed in 24 hours, but let's go back to where we go view all and then CoinMarketCap, where it's going to show us 3 levels of percentage gain. The 7-day on some of these coins is absolutely incredible. Like, wouldn't you have liked to get in on Tron when it was under 10 cents? It's gone up 400% in the last 7 days. Hard to make those calls. Easy to make them after the fact, hard to make them ahead of the fact. There are some chartists out there that can tell you that it looks like there's a lot of pressure building, that this one's going to go up, that one's going to go up. But in the last 7 days, how many of these have actually fallen? Bitcoin Cash. Interesting. It was one of the premier market caps. It still is. It's 4th on the list, mind you, but a lot of support for Bitcoin Cash. Litecoin is one of the major coins designed to be used as a currency, although they've announced that they're going to be changing it. They're going to introduce Lightning Network, segregated witness, atomic swaps. They want to change the platform to allow smart contracts to run on it, similar to Ethereum, but I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to how similar. And it's dropping. And I think it's dropping just because of the volume. It just isn't, well, come to say, the last 24 hours there's been $4 billion in volume, so it's not a lack of volume. It's a sign that some people are cashing out some of their Litecoin gains of recent period, maybe, because it was below 100 not that long ago. Early December, I believe it was below 100. Maybe people are taking some of their earnings or their gains that they've made on Litecoin, and then they're waiting for this development to happen, and in the time being, they're getting on the Ripple train. Tron. It wouldn't take much to move if this well, there's a lot of tokens though. Yeah, it'll take a lot of volume to move that many tokens. So there's a lot of people buying into Tron right now as well. But yeah, just looking at the 7 days, Bitcoin Gold, BitConnect. Not too sure about BitConnect. There's 2 schools of thought on it. It's a wondrous thing or it's a Ponzi thing. Scrolling down. So in the last week, even though there's some daily losses or some hourly losses, in the last day there's been some up and downs. There is a lot of these are still pretty solidly in the green. I wouldn't even consider this is flat. Like, it's red, but don't be discouraged by that. 1% moves in crypto land. Oh, that's Tether. Yeah, they try to keep Tether at equivalent to $1, so there's always a little motion. They wanted Tether to be equal to $1, a place you can park your crypto to ride out changes in the market. It'd be similar to cashing out to US dollars, but you remain within crypto land, basically. I've never used Tether, but that's how I understand it to be. H-share. So most of them are still rising up. Never heard of this one. 720%. So I'm not sure where it's coming from. Its market cap is still under $1 billion though. No slouch though, 725. Salt is losing a little bit of ground. And oh, that includes a plus 11% in the last 24 hours. So this would have been even lower a little bit ago. Yeah, some of these coins going up huge percentages tells me that there is still some diversification. Many of these can only be traded for Bitcoin, although it looks like Bithumb, with anything listed on Bithumb, it looks like you can go in from fiat, but I didn't see any of these. Like, there's very few of these that were listed on that exchange. Civic, Kyber, MadeSafe coin. Just getting down to the bottom of the top 100 here. Very few are in the red over the 7-day period in the last week, so they're not giving up much. If they're giving some up to people investing in Ripple, it's not that much. Even Litecoin having a change of only 3%. I mean, it looks bad because it's red amongst the sea of green in the weekly anyway. But that's not a big move for cryptocurrencies. Dash is another one that's had a long go of it. It's been around. So it's up 12 in the last 7 days. And it looks like it's been holding steady the last little bit. If you remember some of my other videos, I was interested in the anonymizing coins, and Dash is one of them, Monero, and I want to have, man, I can never remember the third one. I think it's Zcash. So their overall value is still pretty good. Steem, this is kind of interesting. Steem is the currency used on the Steemit.com website, which is a social media site where you can give thumbs up. But in doing so, when you give thumbs up, you actually give donations to the person that you're giving a thumbs up to. And the fact that each Steem is worth $7 US right now, that's amazing to me. There are some people on Steem that have what's called Steem Power built, such as that if they give you a thumbs up, you could get 30-40 Steem in an instant. So you produce a video or you write an article and somebody likes it and decides to give you a thumbs up. Well, that 40 Steem didn't seem to be a lot back in the day, but right now, times that by 7, that's a pretty big tip. They basically just gave me my daily wage, that's for sure. Somebody makes their daily wage just from one person up in their putting an upvote on the Steemit platform. Steemit similar to, like, people can post YouTube videos, embed YouTube videos on it, embed articles, photographs, all kinds of stuff. It's almost like Facebook in many, many ways. I'll be interested to see where that goes moving forward, because if it's able to hold this revenue for any length of time, or this value, price value, for a sustained period, that is just going to draw more and more people to the Steemit platform. So what happens there is that you need to have Steem Power in order to have influence on upvotes and downvotes. And they do issue you some Steem when you first create an account. You don't have to spend any money. You get a little bit of Steem and you hold it in your account, and that gives you the ability to give donations. So as they create new Steem, the Steem gets dispersed among who got the most upvotes, basically, from the most people with power. So interesting. Anyway, don't want to get sidetracked on that too long. Basic Attention Token, that's going to be an ad service. That one drew my interest because following the election and all the people on YouTube who's losing ad revenue because they claim they're being censored. YouTube claims they got to take certain videos off their ad service because they don't want ads playing on videos with content that is of a certain type. Not necessarily the person who's creating the content, but what the content's about. So to have something like Basic Attention Token, an ad-serving company, there's another one farther down. It's been in the news a while ago. Let me see if I can find it. It's called AdX. I don't see it on the list anymore. My guess is with some of these big gains, it's probably actually been pushed down further down the list than there it is. AdX is another ad serving thing, ad serving platform that's decentralized, be in direct competition like with Google Ad Service and stuff. It's not too bad, 5% over the last week. Anyway, that was my rant about Ripple and some of the other thoughts I've had about these currencies. Not sure if this is a bubble or not. If institutional money's getting in and they're using the Ripple platform to do it, it may never come back down. As a matter of fact, it's entirely possible that within a couple of weeks, at the rate it's been going, it will overtake Bitcoin in market cap. Now, whether that means a lot of the exchanges will start making Ripple to altcoin currency pairs, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see, I'm going to have to see if anybody's made videos about this. I don't know what it means if a currency like Ripple, where a lot of the coins, it's not a mineable coin. The coins have already all been pre-mined and they're in control of the Ripple corporation. I don't even know if it's a corporation. But if you understand what I'm saying, the developers of Ripple have sequestered all the coins already. So I don't even know how many of the coins there are. Circulating supply, 38 million. Usually if you go into the more detailed total supply, well, it looks like to be 100 billion, just under 100 billion. There's only 38 billion circulating right now. So what the hell does that mean if 130 billion US dollars have been invested in something and the developers release another 30 billion coins? Like, who did they release them to? Or did they just start selling them off their escrow, out of their segregated account? I don't know enough about it, but that would concern me a little bit. Like, how do you know? There is a fixed upper limit, which is good, similar to Bitcoin, is 21 million. So you know what the total upper limit is going to be, but we also know that Bitcoins generate at a defined, in a defined way, like every 10 minutes. I believe it's currently right now you get 12.5 Bitcoins, soon to be 6.25 in a couple years. So you know how fast they're going to get dumped on the market. Who the hell controls how fast these ones come out? I don't know. There's so much. This is one of the reasons I've never bought into Ripple. Like, I'm afraid that a whole bunch of newbies, I guess you could call it. I don't suspect it is, though. Like I said before, I suspect it's institutional money that know exactly what it is they're doing. And they're probably in direct contact with the people who developed this particular cryptocurrency, so they know exactly what the plan is going to be. So why the hell would I buy into it? I have no idea what the plan is. Maybe they're just taking up positions on the current 38 billion, and I'm actually going to do a screen capture of this. Because in a week's time or so, I'm going to come back and I'm going to see if this circulating supply has increased. I have not paid any attention to that. But the max supply of 1 billion, or 100 billion, sorry. Well, I don't have no idea what happens if they just decide to release another 20 billion and take this to 58. So everybody that had, or yeah, no, unless they disperse it like shares and everybody who currently has a stake gets just even some more. I don't know. Be careful investing into this until you understand all this stuff, people. It's definitely not the same as Bitcoin and Litecoin. Bitcoin, Litecoin. These ones with asterisks are not mineable. These ones that have asterisks are mineable coins. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash. These ones are all being inflated at a defined mathematical rate. There's no coins are going to get dumped or created out of the blue and released to the market. We know how fast they're coming out, and we know the miners are getting them, and it's up to them to decide whether they want to sell or not. Interesting stuff. 3 billion Korean fiat dollar or fiat currency going into Ripple in the last 24 hours.